Hey, what's up, guys? Kane here with XBLA fans, and I'm going to be going over today's weekly deals, Xbox One sales, and deals with gold. Obviously, we're focusing on the indie titles for Xbox One. We're not going to be going through all the different AAA sales. If you want to check those out, I highly suggest Major Nelson. What we're going to do is we're going to go a little more in depth with some of the indie games. So, first off, there's 101 Ways to Die. It's a puzzle platformer where you play as a mad scientist and you're basically trying to figure out the recipe book for 101 different ways to kill your enemies. We gave it a reader's choice. It's $9.99 normally. It's now $5. I would say from playing it that it has its issues, but it is kind of interesting for a little bit. I don't remember the achievements being incredibly difficult. There's definitely some good YouTube guides out there. I will say it is a little touchy at times to get 3 stars on some of the levels. It's not just, one of those puzzle platformers where you have to have the right setup. You also have to have perfect timing. And there is a little bit of precision you're going to need on some of the angling, which makes it a little difficult at times. I would definitely say it's not bad, though. Now, Albedo Eyes from Outer Space is an adventure game inspired by 60s sci-fi movies. I have not personally played this one. I've played a little bit of it. Like I played a tiny bit, tiny bit. It was normally $14. It's now $4.20. Yeah, I'm immature. I'm gonna laugh at that. But I would say if you're an achievement hunter, this game's worth checking out. I've heard some people who actually didn't hate it. I've heard others call it terrible. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. It's definitely gonna be a little hit or miss on whether or not you like this one. So you're taking a chance on it, but I would say if you're looking for achievements, I believe it's a pretty quick completion. Now, Bedlam, the game by Christopher Brookmyre, it's based on a book. It's a first-person shooter about a woman trapped inside the histories of 80s and 90s video games. I actually very much enjoyed this game. I need to go back and finish it. I very much thought it was a good time. I would suggest picking it up. I think it's pretty good. I mean, a $1 sale is kind of like meh, but it's a decent game that honestly should have been on more people's radar to begin with. Like, I think it's worth the $8 or $9 if you're looking for something new that's a first-person shooter, and you're okay with kind of retro inspired, because it very much like goes through a lot of different kind of genre tropes in a sense. Now, Castles is a match 3. It's got over 50 levels. You got to help King Harold build a tower, matching similar material and size. We rated it limited appeal. I definitely think that's the right rating for this game. I think there is some fun to be had with it. I do not think it's an easy completion at all for you achievement hunters out there. If that's what you're thinking about, 250, it's still not going to be very easy. You can get some easy points, but it's going to be a pain in the butt. I would say the biggest thing I remember is the fact that it's hard to play a match 3 game sometimes in general. But think about having to play a match 3 game where you're not actually controlling, the blocks. You're controlling a person who has to move the blocks. It adds a new element to the game, makes it a little more difficult. It is pretty cool and it looks very nice. Like, it's a very pretty looking game for what it is. So if you're looking for something relaxing that you don't mind only playing for a couple hours and then probably never touching again, it's worth it for that. If you're going to try to complete it, it's going to be a pain in the butt. Cast of the Seven Godsons Redux. It's a classic 2D run and gun style arcade game. I did not play this one. This one came out during that like 3-week period I was gone. It was $7. It's now $2.10. I believe there's a ton of unattainable achievements with this game. That's what I was talking to some people on our team about, and they said it's something that they would suggest avoiding for the most part. I mean, if you're really looking for something cheap, it's out there, but I'm just going to warn you that, like, stuff isn't all working correctly. Now, I'm going to skip the Forza Horizon stuff. We did list that this time just because there were very few sales, and we wanted to at least put something on here. For whatever reason, there's nothing past H, which is, like, I thought was a glitch. Like, I figured there had to be something wrong here. Now, Her Majesty's Spiffing. Spiffing stands for Special Planetary Investigative Force for Inhabiting New Galaxies. That right there tells you the sense of humor of this game. It's very, very much British puns. So if you like someone trying to do their best Monty Python impersonation but not really nailing it, that's kind of what this game is. It's a really good way to describe it. We gave it limited appeal. I think the price was way too high. I think that was honestly one of the biggest issues. For me to recommend it, that is. Not for the review score. But for me to recommend this game, $19 or whatever, it was pushing it. At $12.39, it's a game you can beat in an hour or two. You can get all the achievements in about 2 to 3 hours max. That's definitely worth it to some people. The game has some decent humor. The puzzles aren't particularly difficult. It's pretty simplistic. There are a couple things you might need a guide for if you're going for the achievements and trying to do it all in one run. But other than that, it's a pretty easy game. I mean, I thought it was somewhat funny. It is a little, I don't want to say crude, but it's a little insensitive at times. I think is probably the best way to put it. So there's definitely some stereotyping and various other things in it. You'll either like it or you won't, to be perfectly honest. I think with the price decrease, at least for the sale this week, I would say it's definitely worth considering, especially if you're in there for the achievements or you really like point-and-click games. Now, obviously, 3 new games came out today. Has-Been Heroes, Anno Exima, and RBI Baseball 17. We'll be doing quick looks at those as well, or you'll be able to check those out on YouTube as well. I already posted up a Snake Pass video. We'll have some other content coming up this week. There are 8 different games releasing on Xbox One this week, so please do stick around and check those out with us. We'll be covering all of them. If you guys have any questions about any of the games on the sales or any of the new games, feel free to leave a comment. I'm really happy to answer anything I can. And thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Please do subscribe and please do like and share. It really helps us out a lot. The more you like content, the more we know you like it, so we know to do more of it. And if you want to see something continue to happen, hitting that like button's the best way, man. So thank you guys so much, and later.